Söğürme is one of my favorite side dishes, and it can easily be upgraded into a complete main course. It's a creamy eggplant dish with a spicy garlic aroma. I've been eating it since I was a child, and today's recipe is my favorite version of it. Let's get started. Salam, Nail here. Söğürme presents eggplants in a different light. First, the eggplants are roasted, ideally over glowing embers. But if you don't have access to fire, the oven, an electric grill, or even a toaster will do the trick. The key is to ensure the vegetables become beautifully soft. Equally important is the wonderfully smoky aroma that develops during the cooking process. Alongside the eggplants, one red sweet pepper is placed on the baking tray. I pierce the washed vegetables lightly with a knife to let the steam escape during cooking and prevent them from bursting under pressure. I'll now roast the vegetables until they are fully cooked and nicely charred. This charring adds the smoky flavor. The whole process takes about 45 minutes up to an hour, depending on the roasting method and the size of the vegetables. Just make sure the heat isn't too high, otherwise the inside won't cook properly and the outside will burn. And this is what the vegetables look like when they are done. The skin on the outside is darker, which is completely normal and nothing to worry about. We'll peel it off anyway. To do this, I transfer the vegetables straight from the oven into a heat-proof bowl and seal it tightly for about 5 minutes. This traps the escaping steam, causing condensation that makes the skin easy to remove. Something like this. I remove the seeds from the red pepper, then a few small preparations for later. I peel a tomato, cut it in half, dice it and set it aside. It will be added later. Next, I peel and dice an onion, following the same steps. Lastly, I cut half a chili and 2 of these finer peppers into thin slices. In the next step, it's time for chopping. I could either crush everything with a mortar and a pestle or chop everything with a larger knife. I decide to go with the chopping. Alright, let's start with the garlic. I have 3 cloves of garlic here, which I chop and crush into a paste with a bit of salt. Once the garlic is ready, I add it to the eggplant and pepper. Then it's time to chop everything. I chop the vegetables into smaller pieces and slightly mash them with my knife. That's the texture I prefer. This time we want to keep some structure, so only chop and mash until everything is well combined, but the individual ingredients are still distinguishable. Alright, I like it this way. Now I sauté the vegetables I prepared earlier. I add a bit of butter to a pan, followed by the onion, the peppers and the chili. Once the onion, chili and peppers develop some color, I add the diced tomato and cook it down until the tomato's liquid has evaporated. Cover the pan and let it simmer for a few minutes. The liquid is gone and now it's time to add the crushed vegetables. Give it a quick stir and it's time for the spices. I add salt, pepper and chili flakes. I cook everything for about 5 minutes. And finished. In this form, it makes a great side dish and is fantastic as a dip or accompaniment. You can even make a delicious wrap out of it. In general, it's also a fantastic sandwich ingredient. By the way, ayran is the optimal drink to go with it, balancing the heat and mellowing out the garlic flavor. Even like this is söğürme a wonderful vegetarian main course. For a heartier main dish, söğürme pairs wonderfully with meat. For example, you can top it with kavurma or köfte. For a quicker version, simply fry some ground meat, season it to taste and then add it on top of the söğürme, like I'm doing today. Time to taste. This packs a punch, but it's really tasty. As I said, this is one of my favorite dishes, and it's really practical. Feel free to give this recipe a try. And if you want to pair it with kavurma, you can find my recipe for it right here on the screen. Thank you for watching, and peace be upon you.